Okay, so let's start to look into a very overviewing of the chakras, and I'm trying to really keep it very precise and squeeze down a bit so I can speed up a bit to go forward so we can start working on our yoga practices and modules around various health systems. And so I'm trying to squeeze it down a bit, and we'll share a big document for you all to hopefully read and study. And I believe most of you would have already done quite a bit of studies on chakras and kundalini, as we all have a big interest in it. So in a yogic concept, when we look at from the tantric concept of our chakra and energies, then each of the chakra is being associated with the plane of our existence or our living organism or our living system. Sort of think of the Maslow's hierarchy system from the psychology. It does really fit quite well in this system as we're moving upward and onward into our higher and the deeper sort of our self-fulfillment, enjoyment, and then the expression of our energy. So our Mula Dara Chakra, as it translates, the Mula is the root and Adara is the foundation or base. So this is the nearest or closest to the earth. It gives us foundation, it gives us existence. So to me, whenever you're thinking of Muladhara, this chakra really gives you the material existence. It connects you to the material, to the earth, to the nature, or to the living being, our organism. And then through that, then the second chakra is the Swadhisthana chakra, which is the self-dwelling. So Swa is the self, Adhisthana is the dwelling. So this is the chakra from where the self dwells, expresses, or lives its own day-to-day life. So to me, you can put it together in a simple phrase of, this is the chakra from where we express or live all the pleasure-seeking principles. Now, I know in a very gross form, we always associate it or link it with our sexual energy, our sexual pleasure, but that is a very gross expression of the energy of the Swadhisthana. This chakra really expresses all that creative, imaginative self-pleasure. It can be through art, it can be through music, it can be through food, especially the appearance, the way we make it look like. All your writings, all those activities that you do to bring that pleasing energy from within or from our surroundings. And then the sexual energy is a very gross expression or a physical expression of it. We're moving into the Mani Pura. So the money is the jewel, the precious jewel of the life force, the life energy, the life creative force. And this is the third of the chakras from where the life force, the life energy, this is the seat of your mind. So your mind expresses, or mind finds that zest, that zeal, or that the deepest of the desire to live, to fulfill, or to express our energies. From here, we can move up into our Anahata, the heart, which is the center of humanity or love. From here, we seek for the true abundance, that the joy or the fulfillment of this chakra comes from the abundance or unconditional ability to give and receive. So that kind of love, the selfless love, selfless bliss flows through or comes from this chakra, which is the Visuddha. Visuddha is our fifth of the chakra. This is the center of purity, as the word itself translates Visuddha. So the Suddha is the beyond the purity. So this chakra becomes the chakra from where we refine ourselves, as this is associated or connected with our throat, with our vocal cord and our thyroid, center of the communication. So in a yogic term, in a tantric term, we use this chakra is the center point of your chintan, your contemplations, your thinking, your refinement. So through which you can refine yourself, your ability to see the clarity, see the bigger perspective of the life. Moving into Anya chakra. So the Anya is the center of light, center of willpower, center of wisdom, from where you have the ability to make the decision. As Anya, the word itself actually translates as an order or the forceful, a strong decision that you make from within yourself. Order is not actually given by somebody else. This is your own willful order or decision, the oath, the vow that you make for your own well-being. And then the seventh of the chakra is the Sahasrara, or the crown, which is the chakra of the spirituality, door to the divine or the cosmic or the higher. Now, in a typical tantric traditions, and I would like to really bring it here for a few minutes too, because most of the time when we read from the modern perspective, people start to connect our Muladhara chakra with the sexuality, sex organs, and then they go upward and onward. In a typical tantric traditions, in yogic traditions, actually Muladhara chakra is connected to the divine in a creative force, or connected to the nature from where the life begins. And then the Sahasrara, your crown, your seventh chakra, is connected to the higher chakras or the divine or the cosmic consciousness or the transcending consciousness. So in a tantric ancient or the typical lineages, the Muladhara and the Sahasrara, these two are the chakras which yogis are truly have a deep, profound interest in. Because by awakening or activating your Muladhara, your root chakra, you are awakening the Kundalini, you are awakening that serpent, that cosmic power. So you're really connecting yourself to the cosmic powerhouse of the universe, the divine, the cosmos, and then taking it up and letting it flow out through the crown, the Sahasrara. It's allowing your consciousness to be connected or to be evolving into the divine or the cosmic consciousness. Then we come to the Grasta, as in Tantra it explains. For the Grasta people like you, me, and all of us, the 5 chakras become the more of the interest. Because all our day-to-day life functions, activities, our situations are actually governed by these 5 chakras. So in many ways, you would definitely see that the Muladhara and the Sahasrara chakra, they will be active enough to keep us in this normal loop, this normal life of our biological processes, the cycle of our life and death, the cycle of our karmas, samskaras, to keep us going through from one life to another, from another to another. And then the other chakras are actually functioning or moving through that cycle to survive, to sustain our life activities, the various life functions, and the energy that we go through. And it's a very interesting phenomenon when we look at the chakras and the levels of consciousness in the Tantra. It says that the minute your consciousness moves from one chakra to another chakra, your consciousness, your awareness, your reality, your experience changes in that moment. And it further says it's not only your experience or your reality changes, but also your biology or your physical body also changes at that moment. So in a way, really, we can see that your various life situations, your level of awareness, what feelings, what emotions, or the mental state you're going through, at each stage, one of the chakra is overactive or dominating or predominating the rest of the chakras. And when that changes, your physiology, your biology, and your experience changes at that point of your life. So say at some point, if your Swadhisthana is active, your body will be different biologically when your Anahata, your heart chakra is active, or when your third eye is active. And this is what we're looking at, each of the chakra biologically have a completely different life principle that we are governing or we are living or we are transforming through each one of them. Now, in an ideal Grasta household life, in an ideal sort of health and well-being for people that we will be seeking, we will be seeing through the care seeking or yoga therapy, what we really want to do is enable people to understand their beautiful energy that way they have, and then finding a good balance so each of the chakra can be predominantly active or doing what it should be doing in different points of their life. So we're not confused, we're not deluded, our energies are not mixed up between each one of them.